It's an old, old building, more than a wooden shed. In 1812 we gathered there, that's what the historian said. Will they succeed in rebuilding our markets to serve us like before? Or drop the ball and waste our time and make us wait some more?
I don't even know if Frank is going to show up again. Who knows if the markets will survive? I wonder if the city really even cares about all this history in Fells Point.
If you look at Fells Point today and you love it, which I do, and I think a lot of people do, and you say, why does this exist? How does this exist here today? It's because of that National Register listing and that federal historic preservation process that it's still there and looks the way it does. That process I thought was going to be effective in the 600 block of South Broadway project, but ended up not being so, and that was frustrating for me personally.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Johns Hopkins. I'm Director of Baltimore Heritage, and on behalf of our 1,000 members citywide, I wish that I could be up here supporting this project. There are 8 or more buildings to be demolished. So the PUD would pre-clear 3 houses to be demolished that are 18th century houses. These are houses built before 1800, 1790s houses. There are not many of those left in Fells Point, in the city.
Chap designation is probably within 6 months, maybe within 3. Once Fells Point is chap designated, it will become difficult to tear down the buildings. The reason Fells Point was designated a National Register Historic District was because the large number of buildings that wove a fabric and a tapestry that told the story of Fells Point. 1625 Fleet Street. It's the one with key marine refrigeration. This is an 18th
The one boarded up?
Yes, it's
That's
an
been boarded
18th
up
century
since when?
mansion.
It's been boarded up since when?
It's been boarded up for a long time.
You
Does that
think-
mean it's not significant?
No, just asking.
Yeah.
18 years, I believe?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Key Marine, I think, operated, it's still there until about 8 years ago. And they used it as a warehouse. It is gorgeous inside. It is gorgeous outside. It has modillion corbels. It has a really interesting wall cornice, which is very rare in all of Baltimore City. As you go down the street, 1625 to 1633, there is a 20th century warehouse, a Greek Revival property, and then a Victorian property. 600 block of Bethel. 603 is a Victorian. 605 is a 19th century early Victorian. 607 to 609 is a 20th century garage. Then we come to 611 to 613. These are Greek Revival. This is a pair of twins houses that were made book matched. You see the doors on the opposite sides, and they're made as twins. Built as twins, Greek Revival, sometime between 1820 and 1840, with the sally port in between. Further down the street, 1619 to 1621 Bethel Street. These are 19th century style Victorian houses. And then the last property, which is another 18th century property.
Got it.
This is a very steep roof, very, very unusual steep roof, federal style house. Two of the properties I don't have pictures for are 2 federal style houses on Register Street that are mid-register. These are also twin houses, book matched twins, built probably around 1790. This is the first time a PUD has included a large group of historic buildings.
We're #1 city in the country. We have more buildings preserved in Baltimore than does Boston or Philadelphia or Washington, D.C. We have more preserved buildings here than anywhere. So anyone who dares tell me that we don't do a good job so far with preservation is out of their mind.
Wait, Jackie said those buildings were demolished. She said one almost fell into the street with traffic going by. Wow, Frank really prepared on paper, but in real life, not so much. These demolitions took place in 2 phases. The first phase, shown in these videos, happened just before Fells Point became a chap historic district. As Denise Whitman pointed out in the hearing, this demolition would have been difficult after chap. In the second phase of demolition in 2012, everything but the Broadway building front walls or facades were torn down. The facades were braced up and meticulously maintained. Those facades are really the only historic parts of those blocks today. There's the marketplace developer Dave Holmes. We've interviewed him. One of the huge problems during demolition is rats. Dave Holmes and Dan Winter told us about their rat problems with the marketplace project. Rats are such a problem that Baltimore County actually requires anyone who wants to raise, move, or remove a building to supply legal proof that the property is rat-free. Another problem here was the water table in Fells Point, since this is only a few blocks from Baltimore Harbor. These buildings are being torn down to build the parking garage for the marketplace at Fells Point apartment building. The developers would have liked to dig down and build several underground levels of parking, but that wasn't possible because there would have been constant flooding, even during construction. A third problem was the fact that some property owners in this area didn't sell to the developers. The companies doing the demolitions needed to be very careful not to damage the buildings that Marketplace didn't own. There's the building falling down that Jackie talked about. Jackie says she got this shot from the roof of the next building. Commercial space built in this area includes the Unleashed Pet Store, a nail salon, and an Italian restaurant. The developers were planning on tearing down these two buildings but decided to save them. They have been converted into townhomes. The community agreed to the demolitions partly because the developers promised to rebuild the second floor of the North Market. All those fragile old buildings are gone now. The Marketplace project is complete and generating income, but the community never got its rebuilt North Market. Who knows what's gonna happen to the markets now? Well, look who finally decided to make an appearance.
Hey Dee, I got some episodes to start the season.
Really? Because I've almost finished the season.
Oh, well. Way to go then. Very proud of you. Way to venture forth.
I'm really hitting a roadblock. Is there any way you can help?
Well, I shot a couple of episodes and they're really important to me. If you could find a way of including them, I'd appreciate it.
I guess that's okay. What I really wish is that you'd come in and help me finish the season.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about that later. I gotta go. I think I hear my pet penguin breaking into my fridge.